So you have $30 billion of cash in your bank account. And running 4x levered means you have 120 billion gross market value.
Oh.
So if your GMV drops, I don't know, 25%, that doesn't sound so bad at 120 billion. Maybe that's, I don't know, 30 billion. So you're down to 90 billion, but that's not your equity. So your equity drops from 35 billion to 5 billion.
Yeah.
And no prime broker is going to let you keep 90 billion of gross market value, because once you dip your equity below zero, it's their loss, not yours. Mm-hmm. And they're not going to lose a penny after Archegos and after these other kind of blow-ups. And that's not their job. And they kind of have the right to take over your portfolio, which is sort of, something I hope nobody ever has to experience. But they basically call you in and say, listen, these are our assets now. Yeah. And, we're going to decide what their disposition is going to be. And the rumor is over the weekend, he contacted about 10 parties to place Anthropic in an effort to shore up liquidity, selling the Anthropic stake for allegedly the offer was at 1.1 trillion equivalent market cap, which, is, I think, roughly where it's trading. Yeah. It's unclear whether that was sold or half of it was sold, is what we reported, that half of it was sold. It's still a little unclear who bought that, what's happening exactly, but that's the best we've got. And then, when it came to the public, book, it does sound like, the buyer of that book basically got from what we were told, a $3 to $4 billion insta markup. Oh. So they basically now have to work out of 3 to 4 billion. Yeah. More than 3 to 4 billion, quite a lot more. But in essence, if they work out of these positions without disrupting the market, they'll have printed 3 to 4 billion on the trade, which is unusual and interesting trade, but really exciting. One of the parties reached out to me last night. One of these three parties, interestingly, after my reporting, and they said that, in essence, it's some substance, yes, Leopold flew a little too close to the sun, and your numbers are a little off. And I asked what direction, and they wouldn't confirm or deny.
Is there a world where the fund continues? Because I'm just hearing the numbers, and it's like, up at 45 billion. The actual money into the fund was maybe 5 billion or something. If you sell the positions, right. There's a world where you wind up with like 10 billion in a bank account, and the LPs are like, well, we gave you 5. Keep going, get back in the game.
I hope that's the case for the LPs, who are awesome, for the fund manager, who obviously got quite a lot of whiplash. But at the end of the day, there's this concept on the street, as you guys know, like, once there's blood in the water, like, these positions would go to zero. Like, we'll send Micron to $5, just to liquidate this guy at 3, right? Like, that's the craziest thing is, like, that's the nature of Wall Street. When this happens and there's a guy that has to sell 100 billion, you'll have $1 trillion in front of him, just like, let's see this guy cry uncle. And it's the saddest kind of most Machiavellian thing, but like he sort of had to blow up. There's no other ending, sadly.
Yeah.